The Emperor and the Skull. One evening, a young Roman officer visited an old Stoic teacher. The officer was troubled. Not by war, not by politics, not by wealth, but by one thing: death. "I cannot stop thinking about it," he confessed. "One day I will die. Everyone I love will die. Everything I build will disappear." The old Stoic listened quietly, then stood and motioned for the young man to follow. They walked through the city until they reached a silent cemetery outside the walls of Rome. The moon hung low above the graves. The air was still. The officer felt uncomfortable. "Why have you brought me here?" The old man knelt beside an ancient grave and carefully lifted a weathered skull from the earth. Holding it in his hands, he asked, "Who was this man?" The officer shook his head. "I don't know." "Was he rich?" "I don't know." "Powerful?" "I don't know." "Famous?" "I don't know." The old Stoic nodded. "Exactly." He gently placed the skull back upon the stone. Every emperor, every warrior, every merchant, every king, every slave, eventually arrives here. The young officer stared at the rows of graves stretching into the darkness. For the first time, he understood. Death did not care about status. It did not care about money. It did not care about titles. Death treated everyone equally. The old Stoic sat beside him and said, "Most people fear death because they believe it steals life from them. But death gives life value. If you had endless years, you would waste them. Because time only becomes precious when it is limited." The young officer listened carefully. The fear inside him slowly began to change. The Stoic continued, "Death is not the enemy. A wasted life is." The wind moved quietly through the cemetery. Then the old man said, "Every morning, remember that your time is limited. Not so you become fearful, but so you become grateful. Grateful for another sunrise, another conversation, another opportunity to do good, another chance to live with virtue." As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." The officer lowered his head. For years he had feared death. Now he saw it differently. Death was not standing at the end of life waiting to take everything away. It was standing beside life every day, reminding him to use his time wisely. The moonlight shone across the silent graves, and for the first time in many years, the officer felt peaceful. Because he understood something most people never do. We do not control how long we live, but we do control how we live. The Stoics did not obsess over death. They remembered it. Because remembering death teaches us how to live. Do not fear the end. Fear never truly beginning. Modern Stoic mind.